Yeah, I mean, I've known of him. He could probably run for governor in Nebraska and he'd win pretty easy.
He'd be lieutenant governor then?
I don't know about that.
Tell us, walk through last year for us. You had good numbers with Texas. Were you surprised you got traded at all?
No. I mean, I had 2 more months until my contract ran out. I really enjoyed playing in Texas. I probably knew more than not I would get traded. And once I got traded to Arizona, it was, I spent 3.5 years in Texas, and then once I got traded, it took a little while, but hey.
You had a nice reception when you went back, right?
Mm-hmm.
How'd that feel?
Felt really good. Yeah. I mean, it feels nice to be appreciated, and so that meant a lot.
To be on a team with so much potential now, and then to prove yourself again right across the street from these guys for the next month, what's that like to be part of this clubhouse? I know you're new, but just
I personally like it. Last year, I had good numbers in Texas. The last 2 months is what people look at. So I came in here with a lot to prove, and I really like that it's right across the street.
You got some good experience, a lot of young guys with a lot of talent here. What type of role do you hope to take on once you get acclimated to the new guys that you can kind of teach them a little something from what you learned?
I mean, wherever I pitch, wherever that is, I'm good with it. Now there's a lot of young guys with a lot of very, very strong arms here. So if I can help them and teach them stuff, I mean, if starters are starters, bullpen guys were a different breed. But yeah, I've been through a lot of different lessons and pitched in different games, and so.
What do you think what do you think the difference was? The number dip after the trade? Was it the trade itself? Was it something you were doing, pitching wise?
Probably a little bit of both. Mechanically, I felt like I got out of sync when I got to Arizona. And then when you have to move your whole family across basically across the country, and your wife's 7 months pregnant, it becomes stressful. So, hey.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, was the bullpen situation here where they're obviously looking for some guys. They got, I guess, probably opportunity. Was that something that was attractive as well, that you knew you could sort of fit in there?
Yeah, I mean, I love pitching in the back end of the bullpen. It doesn't matter. As a competitor, you like to pitch when the game's on the line. So if that's the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, whatever. And they have enough young guys where they might not want to throw them in that situation right away, where as me and Box, we kind of have a little bit of experience doing that. So, hey.
Fatherhood change your...
It has very much.
I guess general outlook, baseball
Yeah,
life.
I mean, no matter what, that little girl's not going to care if I gave up a run or not. So it's kind of like whatever happens on the field, then once you get home, it doesn't really matter anymore.
What's her name?
Palmer.
Jake, 2.5 hours, is that from Wymore? Is that
No, we live outside Lincoln now.
outside Lincoln?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've lived in Lincoln for 4 or 5 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
From Wymore, that's an easy trip. It's
how far
2
is that?
hours.
2 hours? Just wondering, how familiar were you with the Royals growing up? Did you follow them at all, or did you spend much time in KC? Or
A little bit. Followed them a little bit. It was more or less, growing up we had WGN or TNT, so it was more like Chicago and then Atlanta. But yeah, being from southeast Nebraska, there's so many Royals fans. That's all I've ever heard about for the last 6-7 years.
So were there people back home who were excited to hear that you're going to be with the Royals?
They were. I got a massive overload of text at 5:30 when I became official.
Do you know what the number was, or even?
I have no idea. I spent all night trying to respond to everyone.
I hate to jump right into this, but you went through some incredible health issues a couple years ago. Where are you right now with that? Are you?
I feel amazing now. Last year I think I was a little bit too heavy. Normally I play around 210. I probably came into spring training almost 228, 230. So for the first 4 months, I finally I felt super heavy, but I was getting used to my new body. So this year I just tried to get back down to 210, 212, and I feel great so far.
Good guys.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks.